Good morning from sunny Bali. We've been here for 2 weeks now. 2.5 weeks. It's actually gone so quickly. But I think because of like the jet lag and just adjusting to new environments, the first week was a bit of a write-off. I've woken up today with a bit of an allergy and I wanted to talk about it. I wasn't actually even planning on filming today, but I've just had this whole kind of internal dialogue about this, and then Jamie and I had a chat and I was like, do you know what, I'd love to share this because I feel like it's something that a lot of people go through and it's really hard to understand and figure out what it is. So we've spent a lot of the summer in Europe, around Spain and Portugal, and our diets completely changed. A lot of bread. I was having a lot of pasta. It's a real weakness of mine. Maybe not weakness if you're not affected by it, but I know that pasta isn't great for me. I love it. Diets were just like very different, especially when we were in Ibiza. And we were in Ibiza for a few weeks just before we came to Bali. And I recognised that on the days that I was having lots of bread, I was getting these like quite aggressive like breakouts down here. And I always put this down to hormones. So I was like, well, it must just be like a hormone imbalance or something. But it didn't really make sense with my cycle. I've become very aware and in tune with my body and my cycle and how I respond and how to look after myself depending on where I'm at on my cycle. And this just wasn't quite fitting that pattern. So then I realized, I think it's every time I have bread, which I reluctantly wanted to believe because I was like, bread is fine, like I'm fine with bread. Anyway, I had a call with a nutritionist for Wild Nutrition. They do free consultations. I have worked with them, disclaimer, I have worked with them before, and so I had a free call with them, but anyone can have that free call. This isn't sponsored by them, by the way. Anyway, I was chatting to her about symptoms, and she said, have any foods in particular caused any kind of like issue in the body? And I was like, well, the only thing that I have figured out a pattern with is gluten, but I think it's fine. And I was very like blasé about it. And she was like, I'd really recommend you cutting out gluten completely. It's going to be tough if it's very much in your diet, but cut it out completely and then see what happens if you start reintroducing it. So I spoke to Jamie about this. I was like, I think, I'm going to completely cut out gluten. He thought it was a great idea as well because he's noticed for him, like gluten isn't great. So we kind of set this target and goal to cut out gluten. By the way, last time we were in Bali for 3 months, we both completely cut out gluten, and I could not believe how amazing I felt energy-wise, digestion-wise, and skin. So I'm kind of like a little bit frustrated that over the summer we just let all of that go, but c'est la vie. So the last 3 weeks, I want to say, I've completely cut out gluten, and my skin was healing at such a speed. So like all of this was pretty much gone. I know you can see redness here, but like before, this was all just completely clear. This was clearing up, and digestion was as good as I think it's ever been. Not to like give you too much information, but like so regular, and just felt healthy. I went out last night on my own to a sacred voice activation class. It was absolutely beautiful. It was all about healing frequencies, using like hum to like heal certain parts of the body and unblock the chakras. It was a lovely evening. Anyway, that's a complete side note. Afterwards, on my way home, I was like, I'm going to check out this cafe for some dinner. Turned out it's a cat shelter, so I was in my absolute element, like literally tiny little kittens like this big curled up on me. It was so cute. I was like in heaven. And the menu, because it was a very local place, I wanted to be quite careful, and there were lots of like burgers and chips on the menu, but I was like, they had a whole vegan section. And I saw sweet corn fritters with avocado salsa, and I thought, perfect, can't go wrong. Sweet corn fritters, no, I love them, delicious. And they came, 3 little like sweet corn fritters, this avocado on the side, seemed clean, fine, little greasy, but like nothing to complain about. And I didn't think about gluten. I obviously logically can see that they're made in a batter. I just hadn't considered that that would be gluten. Anyway, I've woken up this morning, long story short, this has all come out, and this is exactly where I get allergies. I used to have a strawberry allergy when I was little, and it was exactly this kind of like speckled red dots on my cheeks and right here, and this has like completely inflamed. Oh, I can't believe that's happened, like, from one meal. I'm kind of happy though that I've had this response so quickly so that I can be like, it is gluten. But I couldn't believe it. I looked in the mirror this morning and it feels like tender and sore. But like the nutritionist said, cut it out, introduce it slowly and see how your body responds. And I think this is just absolute proof that my body just isn't liking gluten right now. Who knows, like in the future I might be able to incorporate gluten again, but I'm half like devastated about it because I love bread, I love pasta, but I'm also just quite happy that my body has responded so quickly and given me the answer, and I know how to look after myself better going forward. And there are lots of gluten-free alternatives. I'm not bothered by overly processed foods, so like gluten-free pastas I don't think I'm going to be that excited about, but there are so many other like delicious foods that I can have here. I mean, rice. I can just have like rice instead of the bread. So yeah, I'm not like too upset by it. I've just found it absolutely fascinating how my body has responded. So, maybe if you're having similar reactions to something, this just might be a little reminder to check in with yourself and your body and seeing how you're responding to certain foods. Anyway, wow, it wasn't meant to be that long. Jamie and I are going to get our nails done. When we're in Bali, we always go and have mani-pedis together, and it's just one of those little things that I love us doing as a couple. I know it's quite unusual. I feel like in London, you just don't do this with a partner. Well, I never have anyway. In Bali, it's just like, yeah, go and get our nails done together. So we're going to a really sweet place in Puranan in just beyond Canggu, called Maria Corral, and it's a really beautiful place. I'm definitely going to film that. Then we've got boxing here in the villa this afternoon, and we're going to have a really lovely romantic evening at home tonight. We're going to pick up some candles, and I love doing this. Every now and again we make a real effort to have a cozy romantic movie night at home, and we often make dens in living rooms wherever we are. So that's the agenda for tonight. This is Maria Corral, where we're going to get our nails done. Morning. And then this is a little reality of Bali at the moment, or Canggu, where we are at least. Last time I was here, this was all green, beautiful rice paddies, and now, as you can see and hear, construction everywhere. Thanks. Thank you so much. Enjoy it. Oh, brekkie looks amazing here. I've got an omelette, avocado and pumpkin bread, gluten-free, homemade, and my big bear. No one knows about that nickname. Goes for the double omelette. Yum. We were just asked to pull a card each, and I got Trust Your Inner Vision, and we get to keep it. coffee at BGS with a beautiful view. I just actually thought about why we love it here so much and I figured it out. It's so warm and welcoming every time we arrive. Made behind the bar is always like, Jane, welcome back. And he knows that we met here. But also they make their own almond milk and it is so delicious. It makes it taste like caramel. So that's why we keep coming back.
So one of the very annoying things about Bali is that so many places only take cash. So you end up going back to the ATM all the time. Isn't that right, Niomi?
We got money, baby! Candles and dragon fruit for tonight.
Again. Target again. Focus on the target. Step back one. Good. And go.
Woo! That was good. Definitely recognise that I needed it. I haven't been boxing for like a year. Definitely 2 years ago, I was boxing really frequently in London, and I loved it. And I actually got really good and strong. And it's a good. I find boxing is a really good like ego boost in a way. It makes you feel not just physically strong but mentally strong. It's like yes, and I feel like the past
Caveat. It's an ego boost when you box like Niomi. Niomi would kick the shit out of anybody when she boxes. For somebody like me, who unfortunately nearly boxed myself, it is very, 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 what do you say, humbling?
Well, it was quite interesting that the boxing all came back to me. Like I haven't boxed in a while, so I was thinking, I'm going to feel really weak. And I definitely like didn't feel as strong. My endurance wasn't there, but muscle memory was there. Like you kind of remember it. But the reason I'm saying all this is because I recognized just then in that session that I have been missing that fire from my workouts. If you've been following me for a while, you'll know that I used to love really like intense workouts, whether it was boxing, Barry's boot camp, HIIT workouts. Pretty much like every day or every second day I'd be doing something like rah. Whereas the past year and a half, as you know, I have really stepped into like the soft and gentle side. So a lot of yoga, I've been walking a lot when I'm back home. I haven't even been running. I've just really been gentle and kind to my body, which was so necessary. I needed to be more intuitive with my exercise, and so that meant, right, I'm not going to do the crazy intense stuff. But interestingly, I stepped into this soft feminine body, and feminine I mean by like your feminine energy. So we all have that, whether you're a man or a woman, like it doesn't matter about your gender, but we all have this balance of your masculine and feminine energy. And I feel like the way that I've been moving for the past year and a half has been very much in my feminine, which has been beautiful. But today, boxing, I was like, this is where my fire is. This is what gets my like drive up and running and my motivation. And fascinating while I'm boxing, all these ideas with work are coming to me, and I'm like, yes, I'm ready to get back into that. And yeah, it's all about being more intuitive, whether you want to step more into that masculine energy or the feminine. I think we all go through phases. So I love my yoga, but I'm ready to do the boxing too. So we're going to do boxing once a week, which feels really good. This was my tripod, by the way, just now. Perfect post-workout snack. Dragon fruit and some fresh coconut water that Jamie just hacked away at over here. Thank you. We've just come to Nirvana, which is a gym and spa. And it was so nice after the boxing earlier to come here, go in the sauna for like 20 minutes. I dunked into the ice bath for like 30 seconds. And now I'm just chilling by the pool. It's very peaceful. And then we'll go home, order some food. I bought loads of candles today. We're just going to have a really relaxing, quiet night in. So we've made the place look really pretty. We bought some candles earlier today and we've put them everywhere. And our food has just arrived. We have gone for sushi. So we've got 2 different types of sushi there. And then we've got some edamame, our favourite. I've gone for a pho bowl with tofu and rice noodles. Oh, and I've also ordered this jamu from Bali Buddha. This is a traditional Indonesian tonic, so it has turmeric and tamarind in it, and I really like the taste. I didn't at first, but yeah, I've become accustomed to the taste, so I've got that for my drink tonight. Oh, and Jamie has ordered a separate main in case you're wondering why he's so deprived of food.
Oh, hello there. My name's Niomi. And you see, the trick to my everlasting beauty is not having one dessert, but having 2. Don't just have a brownie when you can have a fudge cake too.
It's actually a chocolate mousse cake.
A chocolate mousse cake!
So when I said we were having a nice romantic night in, I actually meant that it's an excuse for me to just stay in and eat chocolate cake.
Exactly. I'll eat chocolate cake and have Jamie filling me.